Slide open the box to reveal the tyPad inside. And this is a leather case, which obviously includes a Bluetooth keyboard. If you missed my original review of the first tyPad, you want to check that out. I'll put a link in the video description. I'm going to move this out of the way first because inside here is the charging cable that I'll need to hook up to charge the battery in the Bluetooth keyboard. So it does use USB to recharge the battery inside the keyboard. Move that out of the way and I'll bring the case back in. You can see the case itself features the tyPad logo in the lower corner or upper corner of the case, of course depending upon how you look at it. And then some packing material which will get out of the way. Of course, if you need assistance, they give you a 1-800 number to call. Get that out of the way. Here is the user manual for the tyPad 2, which we'll get to momentarily. And then here is the case itself. Now it has like a foam insert, which I'm going to pull out. And then it has a ton of features which we're going to examine up close, and we'll look at each one individually. So let me grab my iPad and we'll insert it into the tyPad 2 and then take a look at all of the features up close. Alright, so let's get my iPad 2 in here so we can look at all of the features with the iPad installed. This uses the flap closure style method to secure the iPad into like a sling or sleeve style enclosure. So I'm going to slide my iPad 2 all the way in and then tuck this flap behind the iPad so it locks it in place. So first let me close up the tyPad just so you can see what it looks like all closed. It does have this handy strap for securing the case in the closed position, you know, when you're transporting it around. That way the flap doesn't come open and it makes it a nice compact design. So as far as how it looks with everything shut, you can see you still have access down here for the 30-pin connector, so you can charge your iPad while it's in here. You also have access there to the port for charging the Bluetooth keyboard. That's what the little port is there for. And then there are two buttons there, one for the power and one for connecting the Bluetooth portion of the keyboard to your iPad. So when you're ready to pair the two up, you can press that to make the connection. You can see there are cutouts there for the speakers on the back of the iPad as well. Along the side here, you're going to have access for the orientation / mute switch as well as the volume rocker. And then on the top, you've got access for the headset jack and the sleep awake. Once you move this out of the way, you've got full access for the sleep awake button. There is no cutout for the microphone, however. So, you know, FaceTime calls still work. I tried a few, weren't really all that muffled because this is a pretty thin kind of leatherish piece over there that's not going to really impact the microphone all that much. So as I flip open the iPad, to reveal the tyPad keyboard, you see a strip of Velcro here and then another strip along the bottom there. That is used to secure it into the stand position when you're ready to get into typing mode. Before I do that, I want to lift that up to show you that underneath there is a place for a card where you can put like your ID, you know, so that if this does become lost, hopefully someone is kind enough to return it to you. You can put like a business card or whatever in there. So when you're ready to use this in a typing mode, you simply flip the screen up and then stick it to the Velcro kind of at whatever orientation, you know, you think fits best, at whatever angle works best for you. So I'm going to do it just at this angle for the sake of, you know, video so you can see how nicely it all works. I'm going to slide open my iPad and then get to the Bluetooth area just so you can see this thing connected. I don't have it connected right now, so let's turn it on by pressing the power button, and the blue lights there illuminate to let you know that the power is on. And then I'm going to connect so I can actually connect it to the tyPad. You can see now my iPad immediately has recognized the tyPad is there, so I'm going to press that to connect to the tyPad keyboard. Once it makes the connection, it's going to ask me to put in a code, which I'm going to do, and then hit enter, and then the two would be now connected. Now I don't have to do this process every time. I only have to do it the one time so that the pairing process is forever stored with my iPad. Now, as far as the keys go on the tyPad, they are amongst some of the nicest of this style. They're very nicely raised, which gives you really good feedback when you press them. They're also kind of water resistant and easily cleanable because they're made out of rubber, so you don't have to worry about stuff like getting inside there and dirt and things corroding the inside of the keyboard. There are some iPad specific keys along the top do have a home button key, which I can press, and also press again to get to Spotlight Search when I want. When the iPad is locked, if I press that key, it automatically brings me into the iPad. I don't have to do the slide to unlock, which I really like. There are some extra keys as well for using the iPod controls. You've got volume up and volume down. You also have mute, which is nice. Then you have fast forward, rewind, and play. Should you like to control your music directly from here, you can do so. You have a specific Spotlight Search key as well. So no matter what home screen you're on, if you need to get to search, you can press it and quickly access it. And then you have the option for bringing up the on-screen keyboard should you desire to do so, and bypass using the regular built-in keypad on the tyPad. So as far as typing goes on the tyPad itself, I find it great. The keys are very responsive. Like I said, I like the raised silicone or rubber look or feel of the tyPad keys. I like them better than like the chiclet style plastic keys of some of the other keypads that I've tried. It happens to be one of my favorite feeling keypads when it comes to typing on the iPad. And I, of course, enjoy the built-in iPad keys a great deal. So when it comes time to stop using the tyPad, simply undo the Velcro, fold it up, and then close up the strap and be on your way. This is a nice compact design. It's not super thick, which I like. The case feels great, and there's a really nice amount of padding built into the case, which will serve to protect the iPad during transport. So that has been a brief look at the Accessory Workshop tyPad 2 for the iPad 2, Bluetooth